First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll be brought down here as the penalty flags come in right away. And we may have a face mask here right at the start. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Here's Elliott. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his 6th touchdown of the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 22. A look at Kerryon Johnson, second-year man out of Auburn. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. A big run there by Johnson, 44 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's Johnson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 2nd and a couple, Stafford. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have back on their heels.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
Set, lady. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Time to go, night.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
Let's go. White. Slam. Hey, 54.
Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. And he'll get a couple here down to the 22.
Johnson, the ball carrier.
Well, the returns for the Cowboys on Leighton Vander Esch have been pretty good so far. You know, a lot of Cowboy Nation questioned when they took him number 19 overall a season ago instead of Calvin Ridley. But Leighton Vander Esch would get 140 tackles last year, franchise rookie record for Dallas, en route to a Pro Bowl appearance. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll get to him short of the first down at about the 16.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. Prescott from the gun on 3rd. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Lions will take over.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. Now they try the right side here. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Getting the sense, Charles, are going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far is working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Hey, one set. Check Mike 54. Mike 50-50. I'm not ready. Mike. Hey, Haywood. Mike 54. Take it. Hey, 70. Kill.
Just beating the play clock. Stafford. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Now Stafford. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hockenson. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down.
That was impressive to me because while it was a pass play, they still rallied to the football like they were filling running lanes. and they were able to put the receiver on the ground.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
On 2nd and 12, Prescott. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this will be caught at the 30. And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, Cowboys. Michael Gallup, 82 yards. And the Cowboys are able to show off their quick strike ability. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. He stiff arms it, and he'll get this back to just the 20 with a penalty marker down. Let's see what this is about. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
55, right there in the middle, 55.
Stafford. Completing it here to Marvin Jones. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. A first down carry here for Johnson. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After one, a 14-3 ball game. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. Now Johnson. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 4 yards the pickup, first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Stafford. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked out and incomplete. The Notre Dame man, Jalen Smith, able to get a hand in and knock it away. So line of scrimmage still a 39 on 2nd and 10. Now a 10th carry for Johnson. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Hey, Red! Go!
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this score will stay right where it is. Well, this is a guy who is already among an elite group of kickers that have hit from 60-plus in an NFL game, but that's a tough ask to try and get him to produce enough for it here.
You're exactly right. It's elite group for a reason, isn't it? No small feat for him to hit it from that distance. This one doesn't go through. I always marvel at those guys because it's the same approach every time, the same smoothness when they swing their leg, Doesn't look like they're putting anything extra, even when they're kicking it for 60-plus.
Now a pass hauled in downfield. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A gain of 32 that time. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. On second and 12, Prescott. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. You think back to last year, Dak Prescott was sacked 56 times, second most in the league behind Deshaun Watson of the Texans. They'll need a big play here, will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Of course, the door for Maher was opened after a little bit of a surprise move. The Cowboys letting go of Dan Bailey last year.
Yeah, Maher took over in the preseason. He's from Nebraska via the Canadian Football League where he kicked for 4 years. And I saw him personally make 2 game-winning field goals last season against Detroit and in Atlanta.
Let's go, baby. The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down. So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10.
At the 16-yard line.
20.
Here's Stafford. The left side completion to Jones. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 15 yards on the play, first down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. A lane opens up that time as he'll be brought down just short of a first after a gain of about 9.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
And on third down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. And here now the punter, Martin, booming this one away. And this is scooped up by the Lions. So not only do they get the fumble recovery on the punt, but now look at this field position. He almost took it the distance.
And the ability to not just make the play, but turn it into something big, that's what coaches harp on all the time. How do we create big plays that'll change the game? And that may have been one that just did.
They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Give him 2 yards on that one. Second and goal now. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
Second down and goal. Stafford, the quick slant caught. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And a second field goal here gets him back within 11 now. It's 17-6. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the 1st. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Prescott. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Amari Cooper, the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down.
It's 2nd down and 10.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
I'm going back to you.
Here's Prescott. He finds Randall Cobb with a completion. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
And the Cowboy 1st down.
Here now, Brett Maher. He hit from 62 in his rookie season of 2018. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. Amendola, the intended receiver. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 27.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Here we go. Then we're going to 52. No. Then we're going to 52.
Now Prescott. On the crossing route, he hits his man, Amari Cooper. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Give them 14 on that one and a first down.
First down, Cowboys.
Check.
A first down carry by Elliott. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. He was brought down by Devon Kennard. For Zeke, what a first 3 years he's had in the NFL. Last year, his second rushing title, 1,434 yards. Not as many as 1,631 that he had as a rookie, but still his yards per game average was the best in the National Football League. On second down, it's Pollard. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Looking to throw, Prescott. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
54. I got you.
Throwing is Stafford. Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Hey, give me radar.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. He's going to let this one go deep. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And an alley to run. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. 8 yards on the run there, and that leaves him with third and just a couple.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Prescott now into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. Well, they needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter defensively. They did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
Blue 60. Right there in the middle, 55. You got nothing today. You got nothing. Switch. Switch.
After the interception, here's Stafford. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Off the edge, it's Tyrone Crawford with a sack. Now that after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23.
Monday. Mike, 55. Check, 55. Mike.
Here's Stafford. And this is going to be incomplete.
You know they wanted, you know they expected. They needed him to be sharp coming out after the half. Unfortunately, he's missed his first 3 throws. I wonder if he got out late and missed his warm-up time.
The whole team did come out a little bit later than usual. I don't know, maybe there's something to that.
Must have been a heck of a halftime speech.
Yeah, maybe just trying to rally the troops back from this deficit. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Faking the give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. He sets to fire deep. And is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So the drive's going to start with Pollard. He'll have a first down and more past the 20. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
They stay on the ground, but this time it's Elliott. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Again, it's Elliott. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Trey Flowers in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And now it looks like we've got a Cowboy shaken up down there on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. He's going to float this one deep right side. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
Mike 55.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. Stafford. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Mike's 40.
They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. And some room to roam now. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. That good for 19 and a 1st down. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And then when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker. And the return won't go anywhere. They'll be back deep in their own territory at the 2-yard line. Cooper was the intended target. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On 1st down, Stafford here. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Stafford looking downfield for Jones. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. A big play there for Detroit. 47 yards. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
11.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 26.
Mike, school. Mike,
Stafford on first down. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Back to throw, Stafford. They'll find a man over the middle. It's Galladay. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 12-yard line. They'll run on first down. It's Johnson, and he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. They'll run it with Johnson. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. A loss of 2 there, second down. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. On second down now, it's Johnson. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They've got it 3rd and goal now as they try to punch in a late touchdown.
Hey, alert 3. 50-50.
Now it's Stafford. The quick slant caught. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. T.J. Hockenson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions are able to draw a bit closer. Extra point good by Prater. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. 2 scores down, 2 timeouts at their disposal. This is a critical onside kick. And they got it. They recovered it. Wait, hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down. So they touched it before it went 10, and that's obviously not going to help their comeback bid here in the 4th.
No, not at all, and they're trying to get something going after one there, but you've got to give yourself a chance. Let it go 10 before you touch it.
Run for Pollard, and running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. Here's Pollard again. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. It's a gain of just a couple there, but it's enough to get them the first.
Let's go.
There are a lot of different formulas to winning football, but one constant over the years, winning on 3rd down. That pickup there was big because they had struggled throughout this one.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Pollard, and he's got room. Touchdown, Cowboys! Tony Pollard, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once we were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?"
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. Well, Charles, he's thrown 5 picks in a game before, and right now, after that one, he's standing on number 4.
And right now, your defensive coordinator is asking the offensive coordinator, can you do anything to slow this down? Because my guys have to keep running back out on the field, so play calling may come into it a little bit, maybe run the ball a little bit more, but a lot of it depends on the scoreboard.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Randall Cobb, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Here we go. Here we go. Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
40 got. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Hey, orbit. Check.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. Kenny Galladay is intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Push him back.
To throw again. Stafford. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness. So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since.
Alpha.
To the air again. Stafford. It's caught. Jones. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 38-yard line. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for the Cowboys, they continue to put themselves in position for a first.